everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are all doing well. For today's video, I'm going to be doing a review on the SAVILAND 36-piece paint and gel collection. I purchased this kit from amazon.co.uk for £23.19p. That was on Amazon Prime Day, but full price it is £27.99p, which even at full price is a very good price for what it is. There is 36 different coloured gels in here, as well as a 15-piece brush set. So all round, even at full price, it is an absolute bargain. But what I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to be swatching all of the colours. I'm only going to do a couple on camera and then I'm going to swatch the rest off of camera. We're going to check out all the colours, see what they're like, and then I'm also going to do a little bit of freehand painting, see how they work. I did buy this set primarily for freehand painting, but they can also be used as a base colour, just like a normal gel polish can be. They are suitable for all types of nails, whether you want to put them on your natural nails or on acrylic nails, UV build gel nails. All round they're absolutely suitable for everything. They are made from resin ingredients, they're healthy, they're non-toxic, low odour, friendly to nails, all that lovely stuff. This is what the collection looks like inside of the box. As you can see, there is a fantastic variety of colours. I feel like this would be a great little starter kit for a beginner, as there is such a wide range of colours for the price and for the size pots and everything else. I feel like it's more than reasonable for a beginner, and it's a great way to just get yourself a good little variety of colours. As you can see, there is multiple different colours here in various different shades, and we're going to put them to a test as well and see whether they mix and whether you can adapt the colours. For example, putting a black and white together to create a grey, as there isn't a grey in this collection. So I'm going to mix them together, see how well they mix, and see whether it's possible to do that. Each individual pot is an 8mm pot or 0.25 ounce pot. As you can see, you have the colour sticker on the label, so you know roughly what colour it's going to be. These are SAVILAND painting gels, so I have good faith in them. I'm really excited to try them. I have been wanting some painting gels for quite a while now. On average on AliExpress, most of the time the cheapest you're going to find is about £1 per pot, so this works out less than £1 per pot, as you get 36 colours for £28. So I feel like this is a really good deal. As I said, in this collection you do get a 15-piece brush set. You've got all sorts from builder gel brushes, you've got fan brushes, you've got detailer brushes, you've got a dotting tool, you've got a liner brush, you have got a bit of all sorts in here. It's a great little brush set for a beginner. I think most of us as beginners have had this set. They're super affordable. You only pay a couple of pounds for this set anywhere on AliExpress, eBay, Amazon. It's a very popular little brush set, but it is ideal for a beginner, and you have pretty much got mostly what you need in there. There's no acrylic brushes or anything like that, but for the most part you've got exactly what you need. I will be using these today. I have actually just recently chucked away a load of my brushes without thinking about replacing them before chucking them away. So there's actually a few brushes in here that I'm actually quite excited for. So yeah, I will definitely be using these today. The last thing you get in the box is a little user manual. It just talks a little bit about the paint and gel and how to use them, how to prepare your nails. It states it's suitable for beginners or professional nail manicurists, nail salons, nail art school, personal DIY manicure use at home. It's great for a gift, which I totally agree on. I feel like this would make such a lovely gift. It states that gel paints need to be cured for 120 seconds in a UV lamp or 30 to 60 seconds in an LED lamp, so pretty standard, just like gel polish. It can be used with top coat and other gel products as well. It can be used with other gel products as well, such as base coat, top coat, like you just use it how you would a normal gel polish. But you have got everything in this little manual here if you need any guidance at all. So I'm going to dive straight in with one of the colours. Like I stated, I'm not going to swatch them all on camera because there is 36 different colours and I'll be here forever, but I'm going to do a couple and then I'm going to swatch the rest off camera for you. As you can see, they all come nicely sealed. I'm just using a little dotting pen out of the brush set to sort of open them up a bit. Probably not the best thing to use, but it will do the trick. Okay, so I do know that these are meant to be thicker than an average gel polish, but I do know some brands, their painting gels resemble more of a spider gel. This one doesn't. This one isn't. It's a little bit stringy, but I think that's how it's meant to be. But it's not too stringy and definitely doesn't resemble spider gel at all. It's thicker than an average gel polish, but it's not too thick. My recommendation for a brush to use these gel paints with would be more of like a square headed one, kind of like the same style of brush that you would use for build gel. You could use more of a round headed brush if you prefer, but I feel like you get more of an even application with a square headed one. But I've just picked up a good blob of the black here, and let's just try it out. So if you're using these painting gels as a base colour for your nail, then you would just use one of these brushes and apply it how you would with a standard gel polish. This is how the black is looking. It's looking pretty good. I was kind of expecting it to be a little bit more pigmented than it is. It's a little bit on the sheer side, but we will put it to the test later on anyway when we do a little bit of freehand. But it seemed to apply quite nicely. It wasn't too difficult to apply. And now I'm just going to whack it in the lamp. I'm going to cure it for 60 seconds underneath my LED lamp. In the meantime, I'm just going to swatch a couple more of the colours and just see how they are. But you don't want to press down too hard when you're applying it. Just sort of relatively soft. Obviously you do want to sort of push down a little bit, but don't be like proper with it. Just sort of very softly guide it over. But that is a very beautiful blue. Quite typically I find with a lot of these sort of blue shades of like gel polish, a lot of them tend to be really sheer. But that one is actually really nice. I like that. Next up, I'm going to try out this green. I really like this green. It's absolutely gorgeous. I don't actually think I have a gel polish that is quite the shade either. So absolutely buzzing about that. There we go. Next up we have got nude colour. This is probably like the only nude resembling colour in this collection. There's quite a few sort of muted sort of pinky colours, but this is like the only true sort of nude colour. Kind of like a beige colour. But like I said, we're going to put them to the test and see whether they mix okay as well, because if they do, then like the possibilities are going to be endless with this collection, because you could just mix colours to get that perfect shade that you're after anyway. But these are applying really beautifully. They really are so nice. Nice and level, pretty damn pigmented, and so far so good. Next up we have got a bright red, probably one of my more commonly used colours. And then lastly, what I'm going to do on camera is swatch the white. White is obviously a very important colour when it comes to its pigment. And it's not bad. I would say that I have had gel polishes that are more pigmented, but they might work completely different whilst freehanding. That's why I was going to put them to the test and do a little bit of freehand in this video, just see how they perform like that, as that is the main reason I bought them. Okay, so here we go. As you can see, there's one hell of a range of colours here. There's literally a bit of all sorts, like there's so many oranges in different shades, reds in different shades, pinks in different shades, blues, greens, purples, absolutely everything. So I feel like there really is a great little selection of colours, especially for someone starting out. I wouldn't say they're the most pigmented, like I haven't applied them super thick, but if I was using them as a base colour, I probably would apply 3 thin coats, curing in between. That's just what I would personally do, as they're not quite as pigmented as some gel polish that I've got. Some of them are really good, but some are a little bit on the sheer side, which is pretty standard, especially for a collection of this size. But they have cured absolutely fine. Like I said, I've been curing them for 60 seconds. And yeah, overall, so far, I am pretty impressed with them. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to try and mix in some colours and see how well they mix and see whether we're able to get some different shades. I have still got a little bit of white on my brush here. I've just grabbed a little dab of the black there. And yeah, I think it's safe to say that they are mixing perfectly well, and we have just created a nice little grey there. As you can sort of see, obviously I've not mixed a lot, so I haven't got a lot to work with there, but you can definitely see that that has mixed and created a grey. So even if you haven't necessarily got the shade that you're after in this collection, you can always mix them and create the shade that you're after, which is pretty good. Okay, so I did just want to make a point about this because I've just realised I was painting some nails ready to do some freehand nail art, and I realised when I was reaching for some products out of this pot that I was hitting the bottom. So these pots look quite wide, they look about 1 inch wide, but I just wanted to make a point. There's the base. The base is literally right here. It literally comes to about the end of this bit here. So you're actually, all this room here is just empty. There is nothing in there. So the amount of product you get, really, I don't know how well you guys can see that, but it's very misleading because you think you've got this gigantic pot and that is it. Literally it's coming to about there rather than the full size of the pot. So I'm a little bit disappointed about that, but I thought I'd just show you guys so you realise that you're not getting a full pot. It did say 8mm, but there's just not a huge amount there. I just sort of wanted to make that point to you. So I have pre-painted some tips. I've done one with the black and one with sort of the nude beige colour. And yeah, I'm going to dig out some other colours. We're going to do some freehand. Okay, so I'm using the liner brush out of that block brush collection. One thing I can always say about these brushes is that they are a lot thicker than what you'd realistically want for a liner brush or detailer brush or anything of that sort. They're definitely not my favourite of brushes. Like, I wouldn't go out of my way to buy them. I did when I was starting out, but I didn't really know any better. They are okay for a beginner. You will get through a lot of brushes when you're starting out. I certainly did. The amount of acrylic brushes I killed when I first started out. I then treated myself to a CJP brush, and I've had the same brush for a couple of years now and it's still going strong. Still good as new. But I'm just gonna do the design. I'm gonna speed it up because I'll be here for a while, and I'll just get back to you after I've done this nail, show you the design and let you know my thoughts. Okay, so I'm going in with the smaller brush in the collection. The liner brush is picking up way too much product and it's just not really the best of brushes for what I'm doing, so I'm going to try this one instead because it's just a waste of product otherwise. Okay, so I am noticing, going onto this brush, I'm picking up still a bit more polish than what I typically would with normal gel polish when I'm doing detail work with my other brush. But it's quite sheer unless you're literally lagging it on quite thick, which I just, you know, it makes it harder to cure, and you're also using a lot more product when you're having to lag it on that thick. Okay, so I'm going to give this a fair chance. I have just dug out my usual detailer that I use, my Kikai brush. It's a really thin brush. I probably still got more product on there than I typically pick up with a gel polish. But I'm going to try and see how it performs with this brush. I'm not a huge fan of those other brushes, and I want to give it a fair chance and use my brush that I would normally use to do some detail work with these polishes. I've done that. It's not the neatest design, but it don't need to be. It's just simply to show you guys. So I've got some black on my little detailer brush. I just don't know how I feel about these. Like, I'm looking at it in comparison to how my normal gel polish would work when I'm doing detailer work, and you know, I'm using it just like how I would one of my normal gel polishes, and straight up I can tell you it's just not wowing me. Like, I want that strong pigment to come through, which I do get with some of my gel polishes, but I thought these were going to be more pigmented, more of a solid colour and easier to work with, because I know a lot of painting gels are like that, and I have been recommended painting gels by a couple of people because I do a lot of freehand, and like, you know, they're meant to be absolutely amazing, but I'm having to apply this thicker than what I would with my normal gel polish, which is not what I was after. Like, I wanted these for freehand so I could apply thinner coats and have more pigments like I know some of the painting gels do. I've heard like Venalisa have some really good painting gels, but I went with these because they are that bit cheaper and I wanted the range of colours. Yeah, that's definitely not got nowhere near as much pigment as most of my black gel polishes that I've got, to be honest. And I noticed when I was using the liner brush and it had a lot of product on it, yeah, it's coming through really pigmented and whatnot, but as soon as I switched to that other little detailer brush in that brush collection, the colours I was painting on wasn't coming through as opaque because I wasn't applying it as thick. But I don't want to be using really thick coats. I know some people do like to lag it on and they do like to use thick coats of everything, but I don't. I like to use quite thin coats, especially with freehand nail work, because you're doing so many different elements. Like, you just want nice thin, relatively even coats with a gel polish. And even now where I'm doing this little bow, obviously it got all of one colour in quite a big space together. I tell you what, that's still not as pigmented as I'd like it to be. You can still see a slight blur around the edges because it's quite sheer, and I'm just not feeling that black. I feel like some of these colours in this collection are really nice, but that black, I'm not very happy with it. It's not wowing me. It's not something I feel like I would reach for every time I was wanting to do some black detailer work. It's just quite sheer. It's not what I expected at all. Okay, so I've gone back to the big liner brush. I've whacked on a good amount of the white gel polish. I think I'm going to do some form of like tartan sort of print design on here. Again, I'm just laying it on quite thick, to be honest. Out of pure curiosity, this is not something I would normally do. I always generally put a white underneath and then put colour on top if I have a black base. But out of pure curiosity, I want to see how they perform with colour straight on top. Like I said, this is not my neatest of work. I'm not trying to make it overly neat. I don't need to make it neat. It's just to test out the products. So no judging me on that. And these brushes as well. Like, if you're struggling with freehand and you use this brush set, my one and only advice is go get yourself some different brushes and see the difference. Because trust me, these brushes are not on my recommendation list for freehand work at all. You will find it a lot more difficult. I will always recommend the Ikikai brushes off AliExpress. They're like £1 something each, and they are the best brushes I've ever used. They're so thin and they are a real pleasure to do freehand work with. So this blue's coming through pretty well. Can't really fault that too much considering it's over a black base. I just feel like I'm picking up a ridiculous amount of product. And try it off my detailer brush again. I'm going to try drawing a thin line with my thin detail with the white again. It's not bad, it's not completely terrible, like it is there. What I'm comparing them to is obviously my standard gel polish, and they're on par with that, or if not a bit, you know, lacking in comparison. I don't know, just for me personally, I've already got a lot of gel polish, and these aren't nothing special, and for me they're a bit of a waste because I've already got a whole load of gel polish. I've got loads of different colours that work just as well, if not better than these. So for me personally, I'm just not feeling wowed by them. I'm not excited about them as I was when I initially bought them. And I tried not to lag the liner brush too much in the product this time. Okay, so I know they're really crappy designs. I've not really put in no effort there. But my all honest opinion on these is they are okay. They're mediocre. I feel like for someone that's a beginner, if you're looking for a big range of colours at a really affordable price, then by all means I would recommend these to you. They're not the best. I feel like for someone like myself who's got quite a lot of gel polish already, these aren't nothing special. Like, I bought these for freehand nail art because I thought they'd be more pigmented, as I know a lot of painting gels are. But I also can't really complain because of the price. But I'm not excited about these the way I thought I would be as someone who has already got a lot of gel polish. I'm more than happy using my normal gel polish rather than these. I actually feel like my normal gel polish is much better. So yeah, I recommend them for a beginner, but for someone that's been doing nails quite a while and has a lot of products, I wouldn't bother wasting your money. They're just good for getting a wide range of colours at an affordable price. Otherwise, not on my recommendation list. They're okay, but that black's pretty poor, to be honest, for using it as freehand. I have gel polishes that I can apply thinner, you know, do really small details with, and it's a lot more pigmented, and yeah, you know, they apply nicely. There is a beautiful range of colours. They are really nice. Some are better than others, which, like I said previously, is standard for a gel polish kit of this size. You are going to have some really good ones, you are going to have some bad ones. To get a full collection of this size where every single one is absolutely banging is not likely to happen, or if it is, then you've probably spent an absolute fortune. But you know, for the price of these, they are pretty good. I just personally don't see me reaching for them as often as I thought I was going to initially. I think very much of these sort of things, you get what you pay for. Otherwise, they cure absolutely fine. Even when I have applied it really thick, it's still cured absolutely fine with no wrinkling, so that's a bonus. One thing I like about these pots is the ease of access, because you can literally just put the pot down and, you know, take product out of it as when you need to, rather than having a palette, because I waste a lot of gel polish where I get it out the bottle, I put it on a palette, I don't use all the products, it ends up going to waste. So I do like that about these pots. Just obviously, if you're doing that, be careful not to put it in front of your lamp, otherwise it's going to cure in the tub, and try not to have it exposed to light for too long. You know, put the lid on it once you've sort of got your product out and stuff, just to stop it from curing. But yeah, I'm not jumping up and down about these. They're okay for the price. They are okay for the price, but they're nothing amazing for me personally. But anyways, I hope you have enjoyed this review of these painting gels. I will leave a link to them in my description box if you would like to check them out yourselves. I do have a discount code for SAVILAND as well, which is Sammy Joe. That will get you 10% off of all of your orders. That is on the SAVILAND official website. I'm not sure if these painting gels are on the SAVILAND website, but if they are, I'll leave a link to them as well. But that discount code is available for any products on the SAVILAND website. Like, normally I do absolutely love SAVILAND products. These just aren't as exciting to me as I thought they were going to be, but you guys might find you absolutely love them. So yeah, I'll leave links. But that is it from me today. Please remember to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and ring that little bell so you get notifications every time I upload. Much love to you all, and I shall see you in the next video. Bye!